Hey there, thanks for spending some time with me. My name is John. I am the owner of Kavanaugh Media. I work with a great team of people who all of us desire to make Jesus famous, to leverage technology and digital engagement to that kind of end, to make him known and to give people an opportunity to be able to meet someone who will evangelize, disciple them, walk with them. So whether you are a church, a mission team, wherever you are, an individual who's interested in leveraging social media, digital technology to be able to make Jesus known, well, welcome to the Christian Media Marketing Show. Thanks for spending some time with me today. We're going to work through, and I'm going to be showing you, if you're going to be watching the video on our new YouTube channel, you can see the screens I'm going to be sharing with you, or I'll do my best for those of you listening to the podcast to be able to know where to go to see these things and to describe what it is that I'm showing you. Now, there's a lot that's going on, a lot of travel that we have coming up here in the near future. Teams we're going to work with, countries where we're going to be traveling to start some new works. Our one-to-many is taking off. I'm very, very excited about that. If you're unfamiliar with that, it is simply we work with multiple teams or organizations within a country. We leverage our areas of expertise in digital media, in digital engagement. We set up all of the response tools, all of the technology, and then run ads. Field teams provide translation. They provide input to what the ads and what is happening, but it's happening from a coalition, if you would, a group who is all speaking into this. And the key thing then that these partners do is they're doing the face-to-face follow-up. So when a seeker desires to get a Bible physically, or to meet a Christian, or to be in a group, or to go to a church, these follow-up people, on-the-ground follow-up people, are there to do that, to evangelize, to disciple, to walk with them. So we're excited about that. I believe our partners are getting excited about this, and so it is an exciting time. We also have some new technology and things that we're working on that I hope to be able to share at some point. If not on this show, then when I talk to those of you who we get to know outside of the show, I'll be sharing it with you. It's some security software that we are testing, and we have several other groups testing it for us, but we're pretty excited because it's almost ready to be using it for all of the teams that we work with. Now, last week's show, I shared with you this DALL-E, the idea of using artificial intelligence to be able to create pictures or background images or whatever you might want to use it for by just using words to describe some words, and then it will create that artwork for you. There's other tools that are out there. I put it on the show notes from last week of people's pictures. Maybe you have someone who is willing to give their testimony, but they don't want to use the real picture. Well, there's tools for that as well. Interesting note that I wanted to share with you all before we get into the subject for today, which is going to be videos, Google videos and YouTube, and a specific tool to use with those, is that there was, I just saw this in my news feed, an art fair where the person who won the art fair out in Colorado used this DALL-E software. I'm going to bring up on the screen here a picture of it. It's a cool picture. And I don't know what keywords they said as far as Victorian looking people standing around a big future technical room with a circle in it or whatever. If you're just listening to the podcast, you might want to check out the video just to see the picture itself here. But this image won first place in the fine arts competition at the Colorado State Fair. Amazing. And he's got it for sale on there as well. Well, obviously, some might say real artist. According to the article, we're kind of upset by that, but just amazing what people are doing and how they are using it. So if you haven't listened to that episode or watched that video, make sure you go to our website, cavanaughmedia.com, and you can see there where it says podcast. It'll bring you to the page, the show notes, and all of that. I'm pretty excited about it because I've shared with you in the last few weeks some ways to do voiceover, way to create some imaging here, and all of these are tools that hopefully will help you with your efforts to make Jesus famous, to make him known. People need to know that there are Christians in their context. They need to know about your page. They need to like the content that they're seeing, and then they will build trust up to that point where they will begin to comment or message you. And that's what our hope is. That's our prayer for all that you are doing. Now, in today's episode, what I want to be able to do is talk about Google videos. And there is this ability to do some really cool things when you're in Google. And we are using Google and YouTube a lot more. As a team, for us at Cavanaugh, it's becoming a very big part of the work that we do. For some reasons, because Facebook is getting harder, especially for new accounts at times. We've ran into all sorts of issues here this last week. Finally, we've gotten some things resolved. But even so, with that push strategy of Facebook or Instagram or whatever it might be, it's still important to do a pull strategy, pulling people from your search engine result page. And what the key strategy that we at Cavanaugh are doing, and with our different partners all around the world and people we work with, is we have transitioned over to a frequency model when we are running ads. What that means is that it will say how many times the average user has seen your ad, say on Facebook or Instagram. And if you have a big audience and you're only spending, let's say, $5 a day or $10 a day, you won't even reach a saturation point in 1 week's time. And so it depends on the objective of the ad as to the actual size of your audience. But let's say it's 1 million people, very big city that you're targeting, and you're spending $5 or $10 a day. It's very possible that it might take 2 weeks or longer before the average person has seen your ad maybe 3 times or 4 times. So for us, we don't even worry about trying to start new ads unless the metrics are just bad. If the ad isn't working, if nobody's responding or commenting or clicking or watching, well then we'll kill the ad. We still give it 2 or 3 days to give the algorithm time to figure that out. But if the ad is working well or fine, at least, we let it run until the frequency gets up to about 4, which is impressions divided by unique users. And there's a setting in your ads manager where you can set that. So that's an important strategy for us, is to give people more than 1 chance or 2 chances to actually see the ad. We've actually heard testimony back from people in one country who said, I saw the ad, I thought, yeah, it's good, but then when the point came when they needed what that ad was talking about, what the message was of that ad, then they clicked on it. But they had been seeing it, and so it was there. It was still in the front of their mind. But how do you do that when you're doing Google ads, when you're using video specifically in your Google ads? Well, there's a new way to do that. So I'm going to dive in to Google here, and I just want to show you what this looks like. So we are in Google Ads here, and within Google Ads, you're going to have your screen's going to look similar to this one. This is a brand new account here, and we're going to create a testimony or a video ad is what I'm thinking that you might use this for, and then you could have it going out for a broad reach type of ad. Now, when it gets into video ads, there's different types. There's skippable ads, there's non-skippable, there's in-feed, there's bumper ads, there's outstream, masthead, there's a lot, all right? A lot of different types of videos. But the main ones are going to be ones that you can either skip or not skip. And then you're going to have some that are going to be longer or shorter, little bumper ads that you may do as well. So you could think through in your testimony videos where it could be something very short, like 5 seconds, that just says, hey, I used to think this, and then I met Jesus and he changed my life. I'd love to tell you more about him. And then that's it. Or you could do a short part on that and then keep sharing a little bit more of the testimony video. Because when you design these videos, it becomes skippable after that 5-second or so period there. So you really want to do that really call to action very quick, catch their attention, do the call to action, and then they might go on and watch more of the video. Depending on what type of video you have, then it depends on when you get charged. So if you have a skippable in-stream ad, is one of the ones that you're doing, when you do that kind of an ad, then you're going to get charged when they've watched 30 seconds of your video, or the full length of the video if it's less than 30 seconds, right? Or they interact with your video. So they click on a button and they go to your website where hopefully you have your pixels installed so that you can retarget or remarket from website visitors that have come from Google, and you can retarget them on Facebook. And so that's just one type of them. Now there's non-skippable types of ads as well. And these non-skippable ads are 15 seconds in length. So your testimony video will need to be different for that one. It doesn't have to be a testimony video, but I'm just thinking this could be a great place to use a video like that. Just shooting the picture of a person and saying, hey, this is what's happened in my life, or I have found peace. Is that something that you're looking for? I haven't always had it, but then someone introduced me to Jesus, or then I got a Bible, or whatever it might be. Click to discover other Christians in the area who would love to introduce you to Jesus, or the man of peace, or whatever you might want to say there. That's just one way you could use these. But you could also just do ones that showcase your website or offer a Bible to people. And I'll show you some templates to be able to do that in a little bit. So let's look in here. We're in the Google ad area and we're going to create a campaign. So big button there, the blue button, create a campaign. We're going to create a new one. And then we're given this option. Do we want, depending on our objective here, sales, leads, website traffic, product and brand consideration, without a campaign without a goals guidance, local store visits, app promotion, brand awareness, and reach. Here's the key thing. You may think, hey, I've got a video, that's I want people to come to my website. That's great, but that's not what we're going to want to use here. What we want to use is brand awareness and reach. So we want to reach a broad audience. You can target this. This is where the keywords and all of that positive and negative keywords come into it. You can target by language, you can target by location. All of that is still possible. But I'm going to click here on brand awareness and reach. Now, it gives us two choices, display or video. This is where you want to click video. Then it says select a campaign subtype. Do we want a video reach campaign or an ad sequence? We want a video reach campaign. And then it gives us 3 ways that we can reach that goal. Efficient reach, so this is your bumper, your skippable, your in-stream, or a mix. Non-skippable in-stream, all right? Or here's your third brand new option, target frequency. And you can reach the same people more than once with skippable in-stream ads, non-skippable in-stream ads, or bumper ads. So these are the 3 types that we would want to use, and we can set the target frequency. So I'm going to click on that and then hit continue. Now, this is where you get to the fun part. This is where you're going to name it. This is where you're going to set how much you're going to spend, when it's going to start. But if you're watching the video feed here from YouTube, it says select frequency. This is a weekly target. So how many times a week a person may see your ad? And you can go 2, 3, 4 times. So let's say 4. So during that week, a person who gets on YouTube who matches the target persona, the type of person, the demographic that you want to see this ad, maybe they are visiting a site that's similar in content, or maybe they have some other characteristic that is something in your targeting, then they would see this ad up to 4 times a week. So at this point, we put the frequency in, we put the start date, how much we're going to spend. You would choose here the location, what networks, YouTube search results, YouTube videos here is on this one. It's already pre-selected for us. Then the location. What countries do you want to do it in? What languages do you want? And then what's the ad group name, demographics, audience segments, and you have to put down here the video that you've created, or videos, depending upon which types you want to use. So you would put a link in there. These don't have to be public videos. You do need to post them on YouTube, but you can unlist them. So they don't have to be one that people can stumble across there. Now, interestingly, with this too, if you see right below here on the screen, if you're watching the video, it says, do you need a video? Create one in a few steps. Well, if you click on that, it's going to open up a page like this that gives you a bunch of templates to go in here, add some images, add your logo, add some text, and you can create your video. This is what we used for doing the voiceover ones. So this is a way for you to create a video in this kind of promotion using Frequency right from some templates that they have made. All right, so I hope that you try that out. I think that it is a really cool thing to be able to continue to play with these new ways of using push and pull strategy to try to see what's going to work in your context. And that's really important. So be testing, always be thinking about, hey, what's working, what's not working, and let us know. We would love to hear from you from in your context, what you're seeing, what you are discovering. As always, please let us know if there are subjects or things that you would like for us to be addressing. We're hoping to be creating all new training videos here in the next few months. We will have other videos, new ads are going to be available on our website for you to go and to modify, translate, do whatever you want with them. They are open for you to use for God's glory. And if you would, make sure you give us a feedback on the podcast, on the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and share it, please, with other people, other churches, missionaries that you think might benefit from it. As always, thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate you. We appreciate all that you're doing for the sake of the kingdom and for Jesus. Until next time, take care and God bless.